Alright, so it's another rainy day. We out here in the shop. We're gonna mark, or we have marked, the frame horns to cut off. So we got that marked. We're gonna put a piece of reference tape on here, and then we're gonna take a cutoff wheel and we're gonna cut them off. So that's where we're at. So we got one of the frame horns cut off, and we're about halfway done with the second one. Just put the tape on as a reference cut line, and then just cut all the way around. So, not a big deal. Make a lot of grinding dust, but we're getting it. Alright, so here it is. The rails chopped off. I'm ready to start fitting a cab on here. I found the yoke on the rear of this transmission is like a 400 or a 4L80. So I got to get me a yoke that matches these U-joints in this drive shaft. So I'm going to pop this joint out right here and measure it accurately so I can get the right yoke, and then I'll put a yoke and a new U-joint in here. And that'll be the drive shaft, which, I mean, I might wait a minute to see what I got to do, but I still got to have the yoke, so we'll see how that goes. But pretty much we rolling. Alright, so we got the cab off the other chassis. I couldn't wait on help, so I made other arrangements. So it looks kind of rickety, but it's really not, because this cab doesn't weigh anything. There's nothing in it. It's metal buckets, 4x4s. So we'll jack this thing up just a little bit more and get the boards out from underneath of it. And then we'll gently let it down, and it's twisted because the chassis weren't exactly in the same place whenever I put it back up under here. So I mean, we'll get it on there, and if necessary, when we're in the shop on concrete, we can use the cherry picker again like this and get her off straight. So we're just going to set it down on here straight as we can, then roll it in the shop, and then we can make adjustments. So it's getting closer. Getting closer. Alright, she's on there, roughly centered up. Looks like those mounts right there underneath the cab corners need to come off. I think, yeah, it's going to sit over the frame without having a notch it in it at all, which is a good thing. I didn't want to have to cut the back of the cab any. But she's on there, and now we can start figuring out what we got to do and figuring out body mounts and all that. So I guess probably need to cut these mounts off first, and then we'll try mocking the front end up, because I don't think, regardless of what we do, it's going to work with them mounts on there. So we'll see about getting them cut off and go from there. But as you can see, the frame is a lot wider than the original was, but we can work around it because the cab and the fenders and running board will cover a lot of this up. So this cab mount's got to come off too. So we'll just start hacking and cutting and see where it goes. I mean, we're just cutting on the frame anyways, and it's no big deal. So work on that and start fitting stuff up. So I got that this cab mount. Well, it's actually part of a cab mount, part of a bed mount. I've got it off. Just need to clean it up, which we'll worry about that once we figure out how the cab's gonna mount on. But that's one job down. Got to do 3 more mounts. Take 3 more mounts off. So we're working on it. All right, we got all the mounts cut off the spring, all the body mounts. So we just got it sitting on there right now. It's not leveled up or anything, which we'll have to do that. But the next step is to bolt the front fenders on and see how that goes. We got to line the wheel wells up with the center of the wheels and the wheel wells. So we'll have to put the fenders on to do that. And so that's where we're at right now. We're getting it. It's going kind of slow. It was really time consuming to cut those mounts off, but we got them. They still need dressing out, but we're not worried about that until we get to the point where we're going to clean it up to paint it or whatever. We got to get this other stuff worked out before we worry about cleaning that stuff up. So that's where we're at.